Have you seen what's going on with interest rates? Holy buckets, they are on the rise. It's kind of hard to disseminate exactly where they are. I keep going online morning after morning, checking various sources, and the sources for interest rates are wildly disparate. Some are saying close to 7%, and some are saying still down around 5.25%. I did reach out to a trusted source this morning, Marcy Anderson at Director's Mortgage, and she did double check for me. Interest rates are probably somewhere around 5.5 to 5.75, and it could be down a little more, but you're going to have to pay for some points to get them down. So rates have been on the rise, not a surprising story, but they have been on a continuous rise, and they really haven't rested on any spot for the last couple of months now. And we still haven't managed to see how the rate rise, that rate hike, has had an effect on our market yet, but I suspect that we're going to start feeling that now based on what we've been experiencing on the market as agents. You know, conversations we're having with our buyers, the types, the numbers of showings that we're having with our listings. I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, gosh, it feels like a lot of buyers are maybe moving to the sidelines, coming to open houses, massive turnout at open houses, and fewer agent showings, which says that buyers may be moving to the sidelines, not bothering their agents while they kind of watch to see what happens with both rates and to see if property values start to settle out a little bit. But for right now, let's go through the numbers and let's see if we can spot any of these changes coming down the line. The number of homes sold was still pretty good. It was 700 homes that sold this last week. I went back and looked last year at this time. That number was around 733. That is up from the previous week, so that's a good thing. But of course, these are sales that went under contract somewhere between probably 3 to 6 weeks ago. The number of active listings was pretty stagnant. So last week our active listings were at 2,019. This week we're at 2,029. So our supply seems to be pretty stagnant. I looked back last year, the same time last year, that number is down still versus last year about 10.3%. That's been kind of a consistent number that we've been seeing for the last few weeks, so it doesn't seem to be moving too far off of that number. If we're looking at the number of pending deals, the total number of pending deals, that number is 5,086. That's down slightly, 5,186. That's down slightly from the previous week, which was 5,200. Obviously, this time of year, we would expect to see the total number of pendings increasing week to week to week. That would be more typical, especially as we start to enter our busy season when buyers are supposed to be hitting the market and gobbling up our inventory. But that doesn't seem to be happening. That number is feeling a little stagnant as well. And then comparing the number of pending deals that we have, total number of pending deals this year to last year, we're still down around 14%. So that's something to think about. The number of new pendings, so kind of that measure of what buyers are doing week after week after week, was still a pretty strong number. You can see here that the number was 899, not too far off of where we were the previous week at 943 and the week before that at 845. So not a big surprise, not a big swing there. I did look in last year at that new pending number, and that was 1088. So last year we were definitely selling more properties. Of course, last year there was more to choose from than we have this year. For the homes that did close, they spent an average number of days on the market, 14. Last year that number was 19. The median is 4. Finally came down from that 5 that we've been seeing week after week after week. Last year at this time that number was also 4. Looking at the average sale price, that number came in at $638,419 versus last year pretty much the same time period, $556,094. That is a 14.8% increase from last year to this year. The first couple of weeks of April, we've been seeing that number around 17, which is high compared to what we've been seeing the previous couple of months. For January, February, March, those numbers have been considerably lower. and we'd seen a couple of weeks at 17. Now they've come down to 14.8. So I don't know. We'll see. You know, this number can vary from week to week. It can be a little more volatile number, that weekly comparison. We'll just see if this number holds through for the last couple of weeks of April and see where we end up for that. What I thought was interesting was just pretty much across the board for the average list to sell price, homes sold at more than 106% of the asking price, pretty much across the board. When we looked at the average sale price, and we looked at the median sale price, and we looked at the original sale price. So the original asking price, did a price reduction, and then got an offer. They were all over 106%. So those buyers who were buying 3 to 6 weeks ago were ready to go, and were writing really strong offers. So that's what I have for you this week. I'll definitely be watching very closely, very interested to see how the listings that we put on the market this week do on the market, how many showings we get, how the open house turnout is, and how many deals actually go under contract this week. And I think that we're going to start watching the number of price reductions as well. So I'll hopefully be reporting on that next week. So look forward to that. And if you're interested in the content here, I would love it if you would like this video and subscribe to our channel. And as always, all real estate is local. If you're curious about what's going on in your specific neighborhood, your neck of the woods, just reach out to us, and I'm happy to share what we have and what we can find. All right, we'll talk to you soon.